Good morning and welcome to the Self-Sewn Wardrobe podcast with me, your host, Mallory Donahue. It's fabulous to be here with you today. Oh, I think I'm a little crooked. I'm just going to fix the camera real quick. Okay, that wasn't an earthquake. That was me fixing the camera. I would have gotten sick looking at myself off kilter, so I think I'm a little better now. Okay, so welcome to the Self-Sewn Wardrobe podcast and live video broadcast with me, Mallory Donahue. And this broadcast originally appeared in the Self-Sewn Wardrobe Facebook group. So if you want to join a fabulous community of stitchers, go to facebook.com/groups/Self-Sewn Wardrobe. And hello to Janelle and Lonnie and Eric. It is good to see you all today. And I just am going to review some fabric today. Good morning, Zenobia. And this fabric is called double brushed poly. I got this from LA Finch Fabrics, and you probably have already shopped there. Quite possibly. They are located in LA. They buy designer ends and fabric in bulk, and it is a really great place actually to get rayon challis, as well as this double brush poly that I talk about. And hi to Fred and Karen and Jacqueline. So I'm very familiar with their customer service. I'm very familiar with their quality, etc. And just full disclosure, I'm not being paid to talk about this, but LA Finch Fabrics did send me this fabric for free in order to use and review. And I just wanted to talk about how amazing it feels, because I was a little skeptical of it at first, and I wasn't sure what the brushed poly would feel like, and in my imagination, I was afraid maybe it would feel a little cheesy, a little cheap, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of I think of double brushed polyester, and maybe I think of a bad Ponte knit or something, but it's totally not true. It's the opposite of that. It's a very, very drapey fabric, okay? So this is something I think that could be used for skirts or a dress or a t-shirt. In fact, as many of you are patiently waiting for is the knit version of the Easy Tee, and I think I'm actually going to use this. Oh, Kim has joined us. She says it's her first live Facebook, so welcome. We're glad to be a part of that. So I'm spreading the fabric out, and you can see this this print, and the print for the print selection that LA Finch has in the double brushed poly is really awesome. They have a lot of different prints, and so I got this kind of, it's almost like an arabesque tile print or something like that. It's got lotus flowers, etc. It's kind of on an olive background with some coral colors and blues and yellows, etc. And you'll see as I'm holding it up here, it's got a bit of weight to it, a bit of drape. So I think if I were to put this on my body, it would drape very nicely. It might actually, if you sew something that has a very full skirt, it would be a little heavy in terms of, if you've got a whole 2 yards of it, okay? So, if you sew a skirt onto a top in order to make a dress out of this, I always recommend putting a little bit of elastic in the waistband. Mom just joined me, and I hope she doesn't get too angry in the comments that we got this fabric yesterday. I hope she doesn't get too mad that I didn't bring it home last night for her to feel and for her to maybe make some leggings out of. So I was trying to come up with lots of adjectives for this last night, descriptions, and I think the thing I put on Instagram was butterfly kissed baby skin or something like that. It really feels so nice because it's brushed. And what does that mean? Okay, what does brushed poly mean? It means that the feeling of the fabric almost feels like a very fine suede, okay? So it actually gets brushed, okay, when the fabric is manufactured to kind of, I think in felting you call that fulling, where you kind of smooth out the fibers, or you kind of bring them up a little bit. And so it's not like it's fuzzy, but the feel of it it's a very warm feel, and I really like it. And so we've got this print here, and then of course we have black. And I don't mean to tell you to wait on ordering from the lovely people at LA Finch Fabrics, but if you ordered the Sew Here box, you might want to just know that an LA Finch fabric shopping trip is in your future, okay? So somebody asked, how does it wash? And I personally have not washed it, so I'd love to hear that. A few of you are commenting. Jess says that she's wearing her plaid double brush poly leggings today. Someone else said that they were making a dress out of it. So I have not personally washed this fabric. Now, it feels a lot like a fabric that I have worn in, ready to wear. Fred says leggings, and I have a top. It washes nicely, not sticky or wrinkly. So that's good. The thing about polyester is if it can feel nice, if you like it, okay, it is one of the most durable fabrics, okay? It's not a natural fiber, and so it doesn't degrade. Kim says, I've washed and had no problems. Jess says, I wash inside out on delicate and dry on low. Haven't had any issues. So, the nicer you are to your fabrics, the longer they'll last. I don't have any illusions about this. Like, if there's a garment of mine that wears out after a while, and I know that I haven't been, like, the best in taking care of it, I don't get mad at anybody but myself, okay? So if you wash this and dry it on high heat, 3 times a week or something like that, well, actually it's polyester, it might be just fine. I always do like to pre-wash my fabric just in case there's any shrinkage, but this, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is 96% poly, 4% spandex. That means it has quite a lot of stretch, okay? This is my selvage end, okay? Fred says she washes her brushed poly on the abuse setting and dry medium. So does the washer abuse your clothes, Fred, or do you and the babies abuse your clothes? I'd love to know. Okay, so this is parallel to the selvage, okay? So this is lengthwise grain, and it stretches nicely, okay? But then when I go to the crosswise grain from selvage to selvage, I bet I get an even, it's a little staticky today. Look, I get an even bigger stretch. So I've got my arms, my hands kind of right at my elbows. I bet that this is probably about, let's go 24 inches. And it stretches a ton, okay? So you would be very happy, I think, with leggings out of this. Now, it is a little drapey. I picture it, if I was going to make a t-shirt out of this, I'd probably want to make the t-shirt out of a print fabric so that it maybe wouldn't show my bra that has seams in it, or wear a t-shirt bra underneath, something that's smooth. Or if you don't care that people see the seams in your bra, you can just go for it. Or this fabric is so nice and soft and luscious. A lot of the t-shirts that I make, I'll line the front of the t-shirt for a little more modesty. I also like to try and go without a bra sometimes, so that's nice. And Karen says it would make an awesome casual jumpsuit, so I'm ready to see that. I think it's a really nice basic fabric, and here's the deal. We were looking at the pricing on LA Finch Fabrics for this fabric, and it's like $6.99, $8.99 tops, I think are the prices. So it's not very expensive in terms of fabric that you could make something really useful out of. And having some black stretchy fabric around is always a good idea. You know, you want to make yourself a shirt or some sleepwear, or, you know, I really would love to have a robe out of this. This fabric actually reminds me of some of the rayon knits that I've gotten from LA Finch, except I believe it's going to be more durable. Charlotte says, what on earth kind of heaven is it to go braless? I haven't been able to in years. Well, I'll tell you what, if you have this double brush poly on your boobies, it's going to be lovely. Maybe you can't go out in public like that, or you would prefer not to go out in public like that. But I think I could probably wear this with like just a camisole underneath, but that's because I am super small busted and they're not like flying around or anything. So anyway, that's Mallory's boob situation for you, in case you were unfamiliar with it, okay? But I was even thinking about making an easy tee out of this and making it a little long, so that when, you know, baby number 2 does come around, I have a really versatile shirt. I have a really versatile piece of clothing there. And so if I were to go buy this in LA Finch fabric, I'd buy 2 yards at least, because that can definitely make you a shirt. It maybe will make you some leggings, okay? And Mom says some people can't go braless at home. And Jets Kennedy says I definitely need a robe out of it. But anyway, not all of you will be thinking along these lines of like, oh, what if I get pregnant? Like, some of you are men, some of you are women who don't plan on having children anytime soon, but it is a place that I'm coming from. And so I made myself a big, I mean, kind of like tent to like tank top dress sort of when I was pregnant with my daughter. And actually I can wear it now with a belt around it, and it looks pretty snazzy. So I was thinking, I just need to like make myself this like same dress out of this stuff, so that it will work when I'm pregnant and I won't wear a belt or something like that, and then it'll work when I change size. Oh, someone just said, I'm sorry I missed, they said they just made leggings out of the double brush poly. She said, depending on the stretch, you may need to size up. Yeah, I would just make sure, this is a big talking point for me. When you do look at someone's legging pattern, you know, any pattern company, make sure that you are following their fabric recommendation, because that's where the pattern drafting that's where the pattern drafting instructions come from. Megan Tuffley says, so would you make the Easy Tee one size smaller since it's so stretchy? So this is going to be part of the Easy Tee knit hack or version or whatever in the original Easy Tee class. And Megan, I think you've actually purchased it, so you've looked. In the Easy Tee class, we add ease. I'm wearing a linen Easy Tee right now, actually, and this cotton linen fabric does not stretch at all, and so I needed to add ease so that I could put my arms up and, you know, move around and dance like a crazy person or whatever I want to do. And what we're going to show you in that class, what I really like to show you, is what the Easy Tee looks like when you make it the same size as your woven Easy Tee, and what it looks like when you take away that ease, okay? Everyone's going to have a little bit of a different preference. We're also going to talk about alterations that someone might make if they do have a very large bust compared to their waist and hips in the knit version, okay? So, when Megan asked, would you make the Easy Tee one size smaller? When you take the Easy Tee class, you actually draft your own pattern. So it is size, you know, Megan, it is size you. And so there won't really be another size to go down to, but you will know that you've added in a certain amount of ease from working with the worksheets. And so what we're going to tell you to do with the knit version is, first of all, we're going to tell you to use a certain type of knit to do your first one, and maybe it'll be this double brush poly. And then we're also going to tell you how much ease to take away, and that amount of ease that you take away may change depending on the type of knit. I made an Easy Tee out of a sweater knit, that I've worn on this broadcast several times. It's like a short sleeve sweater, which to me is like the ideal garment because I get hot in long sleeves, but it's almost like I'm wearing like a vest, but all the time, okay? So when you have that, when I have that sweater knit, it almost had no stretch vertically. So to answer your question right now, Karen, 2 or 4 way stretch, it had no stretch vertically, it had stretch around, and that's what's important for the easy tee. You really only need the stretch around. But if you're working with a really stretchy fabric like this double brushed poly, or maybe some kind of super stretchy rayon knit that's a little less stable, you may actually experience like the weighing down of the shirt. Becca made a knit easy tee out of kind of a drapier, heavier knit, you know, almost like, I like to call it like a dense knit, because even just a little bit of it, you know, really hangs down, really reacts to gravity. It doesn't kind of stand up like some sweater knits do. And she actually ended up shearing up the sides of the easy tee because it ended up being longer, all right? So sometimes if we were to cut out, you know, 10 inches of this linen fabric, just picture yourself 10 inches by 4 inches of linen cotton fabric, and you hold it up by the short end and 10 inches are hanging down. That's going to be 10 inches. It's not going to stretch anymore. But if you hold up maybe 10 inches of this stuff, of the double brush poly in your hand, it might actually like stretch out just from gravity, just from being a stretchy fabric. So that is what we want to explore in the Knit Easy Tee. We're going to actually make a few samples and kind of show you. I am a person who doesn't have a big difference between bust, waist, and hips, and so we want to make sure to include the special considerations for people who do. So anyway, this double brush poly from LA Finch, I would highly recommend it, and I'm really excited to make something out of it today. And like I said, whenever I buy fabric, I buy 2 yards of it. I don't buy any less than 2 yards, and I think Mom doesn't buy any less than 3. And then once again, you Sew Here box recipients who are going to be receiving your box very soon here, just know that there might be a Finch shopping trip in your future. I think that's any other questions about double brush poly. And for those of you, there are a few people in this group who've actually got more experience with it than I do. They've made leggings, they're making a dress, etc., etc. So please share your experience with the double brush poly. And then Finch Fabrics actually has a Facebook group, and I've been told that they might be doing a giveaway sometime soon, so you may want to go check them out as well. And Kim says, interested to see what you make with it. I am too. I must admit, I'll just tell y'all that last night around 9 o'clock, I was like, oh, what if I got into the store real early and cut out a pair of leggings and made them on camera and da-da-da-da. And I was just like, you know, Mallory, just calm down, okay? It's not gonna happen. I think I may try to make an easy tee out of this today, and then I was like, you know, I don't know where like my real easy tee pattern is. I've made so many, and I've made some fake ones just to show people things, and I need to find like my easy tee pattern or just draft another one real quick. So I will do that today. Another reminder that the Feel Free to Compliment Me pins are in stock, and if you want one for Christmas, you send your Santa to sewhere.com/compliment, and they will get sent out for you, and they should come before Christmas if you order them by December 20th. And so it says feel free to compliment me. You'll see an up close version of the pin if you go to that landing page, and I'm so happy to have these pins. I'm so proud. I hand lettered them, etc., etc., and it's probably a 10-year-old inside joke of ZD Sewing Studio that we've gotten to share with the world, and I just want to feel free to compliment you all for being fabulous group members. You all are so supportive and kind and knowledgeable and intelligent, so I appreciate your I appreciate your support of the group. And Fred said, can one go in my box? Yes, it can, I think, Fred. So you just email me if you want to do that. All right, well, Megan says, I look forward to seeing what you make. I'm off to bed now. It's 11 p.m. here. Yeah, thank you, Australian people, for staying up late and watching. All right, you all have a fabulous day. Hopefully you get some sewing in there. And I, once again, need to come up with an ending catchphrase like Mom, and I don't have one yet. So have a lovely day.